I make this video just to give some more clarification, because I get comments in my channel from some of the followers of my channel about doubting my Acharya. So I'd like to just give some insights. I don't want to give any explanations about Acharya, but I would like to give some insights from the Vedic Dharma. When we read Patanjali Yoga Darshanam, Vashikara Sangya Vairagyam Sutra number 15, on the first chapter of the first chapter, and when we read the Vyas Bhashya, I have made a separate video, I think 20-25 minutes video only on the Vyas Bhashya, 3 lines. If you have time, please go through that video. But when you read that Vyas Bhashya very carefully, I always have this thinking that a person can go from earth to moon, he can dig up a well in the moon, and he can bring water from the moon back to earth for research and other purpose. That activity is a easier activity rather than attaining the first stage of Vairagya called as Vashikara Sangya Vairagyam. Attaining Vashikara Sangya Vairagyam is such a very, very difficult task. And after the Vashikar Sangya Vairagyam, the next stage is Guna Vaitrishnayam, Paravairagyam. If you go to Arya Samaj, there are great Acharyas in Arya Samaj even today who explains these sutras very wonderfully. Sanskrit scholars, Sanskrit philosophers, they can explain these sutras very, very beautifully. But I am talking about a yogi who has attained these stages and crossed these stages. So, from the Vashikar Sangya Vairagyam stage, the next stage is Guna Vaitrishnayam, Paravairagya stage is 1,000 times, 10,000 times, 100,000 times difficult to attain that stage. And beyond that stage is entering Samadhi stage, final stage of Samadhi, not the initial Samadhi, the final stage of Samadhi. They enter a yogi, he becomes a yogi, enters the Samadhi stage, and after entering the Samadhi stage, there are many obstacles that happens, and finally he will reach a stage, Nirbijavastha, the final stage. In that stage, what happens? After the yogi leaves the body, there is a sutra also, Prati Prasavaha. Prasava means to take birth. Prati Prasava means to reverse the birth. That means the chitta, the mind which took birth from the Prakriti will go back to Prakriti. So the yogi never comes into birth and death cycle again until the moksha period is over. So the yogi attains that stage. After attaining that stage, he becomes a paripurna yogi and he lives in that samadhi stage for some time based on his, whatever his aim or whatever he wants to do in this dharti, he will do it, and after that he will leave the body, right? So we normal human beings, most of the people who question about my Acharya, they are not even Vedic followers. And even Vedic followers, people like me, I consider myself to be a dust on the feet of my Acharya. Not even a dust. We're not having that eligibility even to comment on a Acharya. Like people, if you go to internet, especially people who curse Arya Samaj, they write so many bad things about Maharishi. You do not have any rights to comment about Maharishi. You do not have any rights to comment about great Acharyas. So what I say is, yogi is beyond your comments. Don't do such mistakes. Read the bhashyas of, especially Vyas Bhashya of Patanjali Yoga Darshan. Then you will understand how difficult is the stage of a yogi. I mean, how difficult to attain that stage. And there will be, like in the Paravairagya Sutra also, there will be a word, Praptam Prapaniyam. अब उस योगी को लगता है कि मुझे जो करना था वो कर लिया. Now the yogi realizes that whatever has to be attained, I have attained. Whatever has to be done, I have done. Praptam Prapaniyam. He attains the stage of Samadhi and he understands that I have finished my work. I have attained my final goal. I have realized my final goal. I have done everything. Now I am free. Now I am mukt. The yogi gets the realization in that stage. So we people, we do not have any rights to comment about such Acharya. Of course, you are free to comment, but from the point of view of Paramatma, my Acharya, like several years back in 2009, I was listening to my Acharya. That time I didn't know Hindi properly. I was learning Hindi. So fortunately somebody recorded that pravachan, and after I learned Hindi very well, I listened to that pravachan again in 2011 or 12. I remember that time we used to have CDs. Now the CDs are all gone. So somebody had asked some very doubtful nature. Somebody has commented on Acharya, and my Acharya was replying in the yajna. My Acharya was telling, जो योगी बंधन सब कुछ बंधन को तोड़ चुका है, सारे बंधन को कट कर चुका है, सबसे आज़ाद हो गया है, फ्री हो गया है, मुक्त हो गया है, उस योगी के बारे में आपको संशय करने का कोई भी हक नहीं है. And Acharya was, in the yajna, his eyes was closed and he was giving pravachan. So we do not have rights to doubt a yogi. Of course, we have free will. We can doubt anybody. But I'm just telling, if you are a Vedic follower, we are not having that eligibility to doubt a yogi. We cannot ask questions on a yogi because we do not know his stage or her stage. Yogi can be female or male yogini. We do not know their stage. We cannot doubt them. After attaining that stage, your doubts will disappear. The Yajurveda mantra last chapter says, once you attain the stage of tato na vichikitsati, na koi sanshay nahi rehta. There is no doubt left after attaining the stage. The moment you attain the stage of a yogi, all your doubts will vanish. Even if you have doubt about another yogi, after you become a yogi, your doubt about the other yogi will vanish. Tato Ravichikitsati, you will understand everything so clearly. You will understand everything in this universe so clearly that you will not have any doubts of anything. You will not have doubt on Prakriti, you will not have doubt on Paramatma, you will not have doubt on other yogi, you will not have doubt on Jivatma, anything. Everything will be clarified in the stage of Samadhi. So my only request to all of you, I know some of you are good followers of my channel, my only request is wait to improve your life. Work for improving your life. Asadana anuchintana bandaya bharatvat. You must understand which is my sadhan, which is my asadhan. Whether this question is relevant to my life or not relevant to my life. Whether this doubt is going to help me in my samadhi or not help me in samadhi. Whether this doubt will improve my lifestyle, will remove my dukkha, or it will not remove my dukkha. And so if it is not removing, if it's not concerned at all, why you are doubting a yogi? Like, one guy used to argue with me. No, your Acharya's Bhagavad Gita I will not accept. Your Acharya should not have written Bhagavad Gita because I can prove from Nyaya Darshanam that the Bhagavad Gita, whatever your Acharya has written, does not tally with Nyaya Darshan logic. I only say to those people that you work in logic with your mind, but you do not know a yogi who is beyond your mind. If you are able to accept it, accept it. No need to go and I will go to Acharya to do Shastrat. When he's beyond Shastrat, he's 85 years old, sannyasi, he's a yogi, he's a tapasvi, he's living his life in samadhi, in tapasya. Why he will bother to have Shastrat with you? What is the reason for him to do Shastrat? Maybe he will agree also, but I'm just telling my view. We do not have any business to do these things, especially to yogis. And Paramatma Sarvavyapak hai. Fear Paramatma. Paramatma gives highest respect to in the Vedas. Paramatma gives highest respect to a yogi. If Paramatma gives respect to a yogi, who are we? Paramatma is Vidwanon ka Vidwan hai, and Paramatma respects yogi in the Vedas. Paramatma, if you take Vedas, Rig Veda especially, and Samaveda, see so many mantras which speaks about greatness of yogis and tapasvis. If Paramatma gives so much respect to yogis, who are we? We are niche insan, we are nothing in front of them. If Paramatma is saying that yogi is great व्यक्ति, do not doubt him, वो बंधन तोड़ चुका है, उस संशय से बाहर है, तो वही we are thinking doubts about acharyas. This we must understand. I just want to make this video to clarify, because some questions that comes to me, I will never reply to those questions. I always say that okay, it's your wish, or sometimes I delete those comments. But I normally don't delete comments, but whenever some questions comes against my acharya, or then I try to delete it. Then I thought today morning that I will make a video to clarify. If you want to doubt acharya, it's your wish, but acharya, who is a samadhist yogi who has attained the final stage of realization, nirbij, who is in dharameg nirbij avastha, is beyond doubts of human beings. Thank you so much. Namaste. Om.